In the last episode, we talked about the 20s dilemma, and I've shared some of my solution on how I navigate through the defining decade of my life. This time, we will be discussing something that's very close in proximity. We will be discussing about what is commonly known as the glow up, a period of our life where we kind of reinvent ourselves and becoming the better person that we want to be. And today, I kind of want to share not necessarily a recipe nor an equation, but it's just something that has been productive in terms of helping me achieve my glow up. And what I have are three main elements. It's creating routine, eliminating procrastination, and finding confidence. Just a disclaimer, I'm not saying that I've achieved the glow up. I'm still working my way towards my peak, but these are the things that I've found to be helpful for me. So I hope by sharing this, it could help you find the pieces that will work for you as well. So starting with creating a routine. I didn't start doing this year, but 2020 was a big part of it. 2020 was a mess, as we've all experienced it by now. We are in, September, almost October. Staying inside for too long will drive you crazy. It gave me cabin fever, and I didn't want to be lazy for months and months and months. The first few weeks were fine, were fun. Just sitting on your couch, play a video game, watch your favorite TV show. It can only go on for so long. I wanted to be productive. So in order to stay productive, I needed to be more organized. I needed to establish a schedule, a routine, so that my days don't feel like it's bleeding into one another and it's just one mega train of a vacation that started in March and never ended. I have to take into account of all of the things that are happening in my life. And for me is work and work. But I also wanted to achieve work-life balances, so I have to incorporate everything I wanted to do and everything I have to do harmoniously. To keep myself accountable, I decided to get a planner. Well, I started using planner a while back. I want to say in college, but I really started using my planner last 2 years of undergrad. That's when I really started writing my daily goals, my weekly and monthly, because I needed to know when I had an exam and when I have to study and when I have free time and not be at the library 24/7. That really got me into a good rhythm, a good routine to track my progress and productivity. When you've done enough planning on your planner, and if you really commit to it and use it like a Bible, you learn to be honest with yourself, because in the beginning you would plan for a lot of events, right? Oh, I can do this on Saturday. I can study here. I can also hang out with my friends, but at the same time, I can also walk my dog, but I can also go to dance practice. Like, if you plan so much, it's just very impractical, and you will start realizing that because you don't get to check off those tasks because you just don't have enough energy or focus. Using planner really helped me realize what I can and what I cannot do. I also listed out things on my planner that I want to try before the end of the year. For my planner, it has a page, it's called Bucket List, and I just write down everything I want to try that year, or whenever I have a unique idea that suddenly pops up and I don't want it to get away, I'll just write in my bucket list. Learn how to color grade, learn how to do this, learn how to do that, make a recipe for this, take a roll of portrait, things like that. I think in order for the planner idea to work, you really have to experiment and find the right size and the right format that works with your schedule. For me, I started out with the handbook size, the ones that look like a diary book. I realized the spacing was too small for me. So eventually I moved on to, I think, are those A4 size? They're a little bit bigger. In fact, a lot bigger, but it also gives me more room to write out my goals and my events, and it just feels less crowded for me. And because I found the one that I like to use, I use it all the time, and it keeps me accountable to continuously plan out my goals and, write out my schedules and such. And I think that is one thing that really helped me in terms of adulting. And one part of my new routine is actually working out. I'm not a person who would actively work out if I don't have to. It doesn't mean that I don't like to move. I like to play sports, and I was playing tennis in high school, but I just don't like going to the gym. The gym feels depressing to me. And there's also a lot of people who are extremely fit, and then whenever I enter the gym, I just feel like I walked into a men's bathroom. It just feels wrong, and my body just really hates it. I feel really stressed about it. So I never thought that I would be a person who would actually work out. But quarantine changed that because you run out of things to do at home. And one thing I wanted to change about myself was my physique. Is that the right word? I wanted to be more toned. And at the time, I had a friend who is starting to work out, and they were talking about it in the group chat. Out of moral support and my own curiosity, I kind of looked up what she was doing, and it was Chloe Ting's was it 2020? No, it was I'm not sure if the 2020 Summer Shred program already came out, but it was one of her free Summer Shred program, and I decided to give it a try because she had a daily schedule, so it was just foolproof. I could just follow the schedule, and then, it's just a program. Let's go ahead and try it. If it doesn't work out, it's just 1 month of my time stuck in quarantine. I don't have anything better to do anyways, unless if you count gaming as a form of exercise, which it could be considered as, brain exercise. I'm just saying, as for my goal to get a better physique, it would not really contribute much in that aspect. Please don't cancel me. So I signed myself up hoping that I could achieve the look good, feel good vibe. And because I was working out, I am such a lazy person. I didn't want to eat more than I've burned that day. So I started eating clean and drinking more water because I realized that sugar is an enemy when it comes to working out. So I've tried to cut out all the sugary intakes that I've had so that I don't have to work out extra to, balance out my calorie intakes. In order to fit working out into my schedule, I had to shift everything around a little bit because I work from 11 to 6. It's kind of an awkward block if you really think about it. When I get home at 6:30, I shower because my mother would not allow me into the house if I don't cleanse myself of all the, potential germs that I contract in the world. I have to come home, shower, work out, shower again, eat, and then it doesn't work out well. So I wanted to make my day longer so I could do more things that I wanted to do. And what I've done was to wake up at 6, and then from 6 to 7 is my buffering period where I just wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, and kind of just get ready for the next section of the morning, which is from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. That is the time I would eat a very light breakfast to give me a little bit of energy before working out. And from 8:30 to 9:30, depending on how long Chloe decides to torture me with her workout programs. And then from 9:30 to 10:30 would be the time where I shower, and then eat a little bit of protein before work. And then from 10:30 to 11, I get to work. And then 11 to 6, I work, get money, make dough. At 6:30, I arrive home. And instead of having to shower twice, I only have to shower once and eat dinner and digest before it hits 8 or 9 o'clock. So that is the 2.0 schedule that I currently have. That way I could still do workout without feeling too tired from coming back from work. And I don't wake up at 11. I don't wake up 30 minutes before 11 to go to work. I'm just really trying to stretch my day to make it more healthy. You know what I'm saying? I think you get it. So let's move on to the next one. The next thing I've incorporated into my schedule or routine was listening to NPR. So NPR is the national... Oh, shoot. What does NPR stand for? National Public Broadcasting Station? What does NPR stands for? Okay, so I wasn't wrong. NPR stands for National Public Radio. Something I've started doing was listening to NPR's... Oh dear. NPR has a lot of radio stations, and the one I listen to in the morning is called Up First. Basically, it condenses all the news into a 15-minute podcast. And the reason why I started doing this is because I wanted to be more aware, and I didn't want it to be passive anymore when it comes to politics. I don't really like politics because I just could never have a peaceful conversation with someone about politics. And I didn't want to get involved in it. I didn't want to know it. But as you've noticed, 2020 has just been the literal worst. Things with COVID cases, Black Lives Matter movement, and that we have a 2020 presidential election going on, and it's just no excuse to be passive anymore. I realized how important it is to stay informed. So that was one element that I started incorporating into bettering myself, was to become more aware of what's going on in the world. And an easy solution to that is listening to NPR in the morning. It's just 15 minutes. I listen to it sometimes when I wash up after workout, or when I'm making my breakfast in the morning. That's the time I dedicate to multitask. The next thing I wanted to touch up on is minimalism. Well, not exactly 100% minimalism, but just kind of minimalism. What I did was I cleaned out the clutters in my life, things such as clothes, habits, and people. It was very liberating, very, very liberating, because carrying baggages, whether figuratively or literally, is draining. It really drains your energy. So by weeding out what you really need, kind of need, and don't need at all, will help you tidy up your closet, your routine, and your friends list. This is what I call minimize to maximize. You minimize your baggage to maximize room for growth. I am such a hoarder. I know, in terms of clothes or habits or even people, I carry a lot with me, but I don't necessarily need to. So that was when I kind of had to toughen up and decide what gets to stay and what doesn't. It's hard to do at the moment, but in the long run, it is very liberating. So I highly, highly recommend you do that. Because imagine you are a car. You are a car, and you're trying to do day trips around the country. If you keep on hoarding everything you see at every gas station, you won't be able to complete the entire trip before your van gets full. So travel light and keep the ones that really matters to you close, and the one that kind of matter to you or don't matter to you at all, roll down your window and just toss it out the highway. Though I don't really condone littering on highways. It's very dangerous, in fact, but it's just an example that you could draw relations to, because I know somebody has done it at least once in their life. Whether it's a strand of your hair or some plastic wrapping, I know you've done it. I know you've done it before. The last puzzle piece that completes this glow up period is developing a personal style. I'm talking about this last because I feel least confident about it. I say I was never a stylish person. I didn't really bother with what goes on my body. My pick has always leaned towards comfort over fashion, which there's nothing wrong about that, except my combos were pretty tacky. When it's time for, professional settings like interviews or weddings, those are the rare occurrences where I actually try and do look human. But, I want to change that. And there's a saying, dress to impress. I'm pretty sure you've heard of that and is well aware of what it means. I wanted to invest in myself. I wanted to invest in my own confidence. And frankly, outfit is another way of expressing your individuality. When you coordinate a look and you own that look, it just makes you feel so good. You feel confident and your day feels a little more special, right? Another thing that I realized I valued in all other aspects of my life, but not in clothing, was quality over quantity. I had a lot of clothes before, and most of them were very similar and probably very affordable as well. But I don't end up wearing most of them. It took a while to condition myself into investing in quality clothing that costs more, but ends up in my rotation more often or lasts longer. And I think that concept is applicable to other elements of life as well. Choosing quality over quantity has a few advantages. Because it's expensive, you'll probably buy what you'll definitely wear. And if it's more comfortable, you will wear more. Therefore, it saves money and room from getting 5,000 cheaper shirts that'll probably just rot in my closet until I have to move somewhere. Because that's exactly what happened when I had to move to another city and I didn't have a U-Haul to haul all of my baggages all the way over there. So I had to toss out, I want to say probably 60% of my wardrobe and just condense everything down to a clear tote. And oh my God, I had so many black shirts. It was insane. It was insane. And that brings me to my next point. I have a very monochromatic wardrobe. When I came home and I spent more time with my sister, she told me that it was depressing to open my closet because it would just be a wall of blacks and grays. And the reason why it was like that was because I was scared to try different styles and colors. I didn't feel confident enough to try something new or come up with my own combination of outfits. But recently, I started to cross over my comfort zone and embrace more color, and that is all thanks to my sister. I will give you credit, Rebecca. I started to buy a lot more clothing that had my favorite color in them. A little bit TMI, I am very, 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 very obsessed with the color orange. And as you know, orange is a very feisty color. It's not the easiest color to coordinate into, but it's also not the hardest. Thanks to my sister, she gave me the confidence to buy a lot of things that I wanted to buy in orange, but was afraid to. I bought some long sleeves, I bought some Converse that will really make your whole outfit pop. aside from thanking my sister, I also have Chloe Ting to thank. Because of her free workout programs, well, I wouldn't say I achieved what I was looking for. I'm not there yet, but I've definitely toned down quite a lot. And it gave me the confidence to try out different crops that I would never done in the past because, I felt insecure about my body. And I know I repeated this word like a parrot, but when it comes down to it, it's really about building confidence. A big part of your glow up is about building confidence, along with creating a routine and eliminating procrastination to do the things that you really want to do. I'm a firm believer that these are the 3 key elements in achieving the glow up you wanted. Even though I'm not fully evolved yet, but I would consider myself a work in progress. And so far, I'm loving every second of it. And I wish you could feel the same because happiness and confidence will look great on you. I know we are 80% done with 2020, and 2020 just doesn't seem to get any better. It's never too late to start. So we might as well utilize our situation and make it better in our own ways. Thanks for tuning in to the 3rd episode of Lactose Intolerant. Stay safe, stay informed, and I hope we can all achieve the glow up we deserve. I'll see you next week.